Hey guys, I'm back here with another video, so I figured I'd show you guys what I'm working on. I'm working on this 64 T-Bird. Yesterday I had to go through the motor a little bit, carburetor, rebuild it and stuff like that. So back onto the metal work side, I'm going to show you basically the proper way to come in and do something like this. So this, as you can see, this is totally rotted. So I ground away the paint and I got up high enough to where I knew there was solid metal. This side, I basically gonna tie in factory. So underneath it's spot welded, but I'm gonna show you what is underneath when you see this stuff and Bondo that people bondoed over instead of even cleaning it out. This is the problem. Years of dirt, because those seals in that window are bad. The dirt gets in there, the dust, it goes down to the bottom, it clogs up the rain drain. This stuff stays wet for months, even years. As you can see, it's still moist. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this off. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start by, when I bend my piece, I'm gonna bend this radius. I'm gonna leave this long. I'm gonna show you guys a little secret I learned in the race car world. If I can cut my metal to about half the tape, and I can get this up there and it fits perfect, I could put magnets on, I could run another piece of 1-inch tape directly over this. It's gonna give me where the bottom of this edge is, where I cut it. Then I know where to cut the top of the metal. This here, I'm just gonna trim to fit. It's gonna take time. I could have cut all this off, the back here, but there's no reason to because it's good and it has one of those studs for the skirt. So I'm gonna get to making that. This one here is going to be the same thing, but as you can see, it's basically all the way to back here. So I'm probably going to take off this bumperette piece where the tail light goes, cut it here, and it's going to be all the way. So let's get started. So as you can see, I got my piece of metal bent up. I have it clamped in to where it's up where it needs to be. That other piece of tape is still underneath. So if you use the same thickness and you make this line identical to the top line of the tape and you trace your line underneath, that is going to be the cut line. And as you watch, as you can see, the tape is basically perfectly in line with that other tape. And when I pulled that off, so that is my cut line. So that's where I cut the car at, and that's where I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut on this side, the upper side of this black line. And then I'll sand it to fine tune it. But as you can see, you've got your perfect cut line. Now, what I'm gonna have to do is I've got to figure out back here where all this goes. I'm gonna start in the back because it's angled back inside there. And I'm gonna trace the existing one. And then I'll figure out, and I'm gonna cut this. So this is gonna give me where this line comes up. And then basically this is just trial and error. Cut, fit, cut, fit. This here, I'll come in with a 90-degree scribe and I'll come on the back side to get that arc that's in there. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pinch this down. I'm gonna roll it back to it because this was welded on the seam. And as you can see, it's a perfect line. So let's get this cut off and we'll get this cut. I'm gonna scribe this backside so I've got that, and then I'll come back here and start whittling away at that. All right guys, so I got it all trimmed and I basically shot that with some primer so it won't rust anymore. Here's the panel, I got it whittled away. I got my holes punched to spot weld to the bottom. Obviously I'm gonna TIG weld this. I'm gonna bend this just over just a skosh. But as you guys can see, let me try to get down here and try to do this. So it's gonna mate up perfect. I know it's kind of hard to do, but I'll get it tacked on top first, is where I'll tack it, and then I'll tack it around the perimeter, but I'm gonna spot weld the bottom last. So there you go. You can somewhat see it. It kind of gets stretched in the back to fit, but I just wanted to kind of share with you guys the next step. So I'm gonna get to tacking it on up here. I'm gonna let this paint dry a little bit, and I'll get it tacked, and then I'll come over here and tack on this back edge. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna bend this edge about a 1/16 of it. I'm just gonna kind of roll roll this edge down so it kind of tees in, and they'll just body fill it or relet it. And that's pretty much from the start to finish. I mean, you measure out how much you want to cut, and then I'll show you the finished product. All right, so I got it all done and welded up. I butt welded it just like it was from the factory. Obviously that gets lead, but we could do lead or a little bit of plastic filler. But as you can see, it has the right radius, and it's all welded up in the back and metal finished. So as you can see, that's how you do a little patch panel. I'm gonna go on to this one next in the back. But as you can see, I got that one done. And then I've got the right side done. I did the right side before I made this video. So this one I had to go a little bit further forward into the rocker because it was rotted. And then this one here just had a little piece in the back. And I had to recreate the little step in there and all that. So hope you guys liked that video. If you're not a subscriber, go over there to my channel and subscribe. I'll be posting more. I'm gonna try to get this other side knocked out, and then do a small, get the motor fired and stuff like that, and then give it back to the customer, and then onto the 47 Ford pickup. That'll be pretty fun. So you guys stay tuned, and I just wanted to share that with you, doing a little bit of metal repair work in a lower rocker. We did not buy it. We made everything from by hand. So just showing that you guys can do this. You don't need to buy all these parts that all these manufacturers are saying that, oh, you know, the lower rocker, this and that. A lot of shops actually do this because we could build it out of the correct gauge thickness of steel, where when you buy from a manufacturer, if it's made in China or whatnot, it probably don't fit for nothing. You're gonna hack up half of it to get what you need. And not only that, it's really thin. So you're better off just making your own. So hope you guys like this video. Stay tuned. I'll have some more to share with you guys. Go over to my other social media sites and like my page and stuff like that, and follow me as I basically get different cars and different projects in the shop from here and there. Thanks.